Now let's talk. But the very first thing you should definitely consider is what kind of riding are you trying to get yourself into, whether it be sport bike riding like this. There's several bikes out there that suit the sport bike arena, or if you're more like a cruiser type dude or an adventure bike person, there's definitely motorcycles for those sorts of riding, completely different from your super sports. Next thing you should definitely do is sit on the actual bike, because there's just so many factors to consider when you're talking about comfort. Everybody's definition of comfort may vary. For instance, like comfort for one person may be a smooth suspension, or like me, like comfort for me is road feedback. Like I love to get feedback from the road, which this bike definitely gives me. Insurance, right? I mean, if you pay for the bike outright, you can definitely just have minimal coverage, you know, just your liability, pay like $10-15 a month. But if you're trying to do full coverage, it really depends on your state. Any age below 25 and you're trying to get a super sport, definitely look into it, you know. And if you're trying to do full coverage, keep that in mind. What's interesting is too, like some of the 600cc bikes, they're have higher insurance premiums than the leader bikes, because statistically there are more of them out there, and with more numbers there's pretty much more statistics of accidents. So it's all metrics. That's how insurance base off the rates. So that's insurance. Cool. Another thing you have to consider is maintenance on the bike. In general, your Japanese made motorcycles are definitely going to be cheaper than your European parts. Like parts are a little bit more premium on, when I say premium, they're more expensive comparing to your Japanese motorcycles. For instance, I have the Panigale V4S. Every 15,000 miles, you're gonna have to do the desmodromic valve check, valve adjust, and that'll run you roughly $1,400 to $1,500 for a full out top to bottom service, because they got to open up the engine, check the valves, adjust the valves, put it all back together, and obviously you get an oil change for that. They'll check everything, brakes, fluids and whatnot, clean your air filter. But this Yamaha R1, the valve check, valve adjust is at 37,000 miles, more or less. I mean, you could stretch it out to 40,000 depending on if you're riding conservatively. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of racing, a lot of track riding, you're gonna cut that in half. Anything like all service intervals, if you're pushing your bike hard or you're going track, you're gonna cut your service interval in half. Bottom line, you'll never go wrong with the Japanese. I mean, I've never had a problem with the Panigale V4S. The only thing I'm kind of complaining about it is like it takes a while for parts to arrive from Italy. I mean, it's common. I should be actually wearing my leather jacket, but I have like 5 layers under me because it's just so cold. When you're starting out, it's gonna be pricey. Like a good helmet's gonna range from like $500 to $1,500 depending how deep your pockets go. Definitely don't cheap out on your helmet. Obviously, that's your head. And then all the other gear, I highly recommend you buy good quality gear for sure. So it definitely does get expensive from the get-go, but as soon as you clear that obstacle, I mean, my whole philosophy is you buy good quality premium material one time and then take care of it, and it'll last you a long time, if that makes sense. I literally just learned how to clutch up like 4 days ago, and it's so easy. But it is like, if you rush the process, you're literally SOL. With that being said, like, I accidentally discovered how to wheelie, I guess, with wheelie control on the S1000, and then I left it on wheelie control for the longest time. And then clutch ups, they are, what you don't want to do is power wheelies, because you don't know what the bike will do. You're at the mercy of your traction, like the road. Like, you have no idea what the bike will do to you. So power wheelies, thumbs down for power wheelies. I mean, if you master it, cool, but that is not the way to learn. Clutch ups, just find that sweet spot, start out slow, and eventually you'll get more confident. You're gonna have your oh shit moments. Biggest thing, like most of the people have said, cover your rear brake. That's pretty much it. Yeah, and make sure there's no cops behind you. Golly, it's so cold. I'm wearing like 5 layers. I look like the Michelin Man. I don't know if you heard that, but that's what a good clutch up sounds like. It's like the sprocket catches it. Clutch in, blip the throttle, and dump the clutch. Don't dump it immediately. Like when you're starting out, like dump it kind of slow, get a feel for it, and then if the wheel's not coming up, that means you're not giving it enough gas. Don't rush clutch ups, please. That's your PSA. See, that's what happens when you first start out. Like, you get blisters. Check this out. This is my favorite part with the R1. Like, look at that. If you haven't known yet, that's how I do it. Like, I literally reset the trip to get a good gauge of when I'm running low on gas. Typically with these super bikes, these liter bikes, roughly around 90 miles, expect to have that gas amber light come on, and if it's your first time, you'll be in panic mode, especially if you don't know where the next gas station is. I can't wait for my link pipe to come in. It's currently back ordered, the Akrapovic link pipe. I already have the slip on the bike. Oh, that thing should be coming in soon. The thing with the R1 too is it doesn't have auto canceling turn signals, whereas the Panigale does. I literally ran probably like 2 miles or 3 miles with it still flashing. I didn't even know. That's pretty much for today's video. I'm gonna probably be busy next week because of Christmas and stuff. I will enjoy these recent videos that I recently uploaded, and again, thank you for watching, and I appreciate everybody's support. Peace out, and always ride safe. This is Ape Rider. Catch you guys on the flip side.